Tales from the Jails, man. TNS Media, the group, the family. We back. I'm back with my brother Muslida. Y'all know him. Check a situation.
I want to check a situation. Assalamu alaikum. Huh? We ballin'. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on here, man?
Hey, man, Slider, man.
I'm up here to visit my good brother. You and me, Tales from the Jail. You know, we was pickled together and all that.
Good man, good
Great
Superman.
Great. He a great man. I'm a great fan. You know, we ran into each other, you know, when we was doing them bids, when we both was getting oppressed by them people, man.
Heavy on the oppressed tip. It still stood 10 toes down.
Still stood 10 toes down, but you know, there were some wigglings in there that couldn't stand that pressure.
It was a lot of weaklings in there to go. It was as of now. We're talking about back 20 years ago when we was doing this time.
Man, that was a dub.
I'm talking about when you sit back and think about it, man. It's like while you're doing the time, it don't seem like that. But when you sit back and really look at how much life you lost. Like all the trials and tribulations you've been through mentally, we've been through mentally. Yeah. Like I wake up at night with cold sweats sometimes. I still wake up like, damn, camp or something like that. Like I still gotta wean myself off of it. I just now started not wearing shower shoes in the shower.
Oh, you a check for that, bro. You know what I mean?
You think so? But I had to be on SSI though. But I don't want to be on SSI.
You don't want no $800 a month.
Yeah, and I can't go. Nah. But they give us both a check.
Yeah, we need one large check. We don't
Give
want
me out the
monthly.
way. Yeah, you ain't got to. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah,
I could do that, and it's deserved to us.
Because they traumatized us.
It's old to us.
We've been through a lot. We've been through almost the same thing, bro.
So I wanted to tell him today about that code because me and you was in a SMOO program, and I brought that up before, man. Me and my man,
SMU program,
Special Management Unit. You know, you got to do something of some violence or trying to set up like a protest against the jail and get the other convicts involved.
Right.
Exactly, to get to this place. Like, they have to send your paperwork with your name on it to the region. We'll get to that, what the region is in later episodes, but the region classifies where you go to, what jail you go to, what level.
They deem you that you can't function in general population.
Exactly.
So you gotta go through this thing. So they basically saying you're dangerous. So just to advise y'all, we are some dangerous men, so be careful. Extremely dangerous, so be careful.
Rehabilitated, though.
Yes, sir.
But
yes,
that
sir.
nature you just can't forget and get rid of. We have shielded that because we're looking to be better men, and we're looking today here to tell you how this jail life is, like certain aspects. But like I was saying about the hole that we was in, we're going to tell you about whole life, and this is jail. I want y'all to think about it in its full entirety. We've been explaining jail for the last couple of weeks to y'all, what goes on in jail, and we're nowhere near half to what telling you what goes on in jail. Let me tell you about a jail inside of a jail. Now that's why I want to say it. I want y'all to wrap your mind around this. You in jail, inside of jail. Now this is where it get tricky at, man. Bro, tell them like how it was when you came to the program. Like, I'm talking about from the start to the finish, how you got to go in front of a little board and admit to what you did to even start the program.
So the way they did it, it was like, if you're not strong mentally, it'll tear you up to the point where they tricked us.
Right.
You remember the trick. So the fight, it was the big fight with the 75-man riot, right? They grabbed us. They put us in the hole, and they sanctioned us.
Right. They gave us time in the hole.
They gave us time in the hole.
Then sent us to the smoke program.
Right. But we didn't know. We thought we was getting kicked out the jail.
Exactly.
We thought we was going to different locations. Yep. But we all participants, our side of the fence and their side of the fence, we all went to the program. And when we got there, we were like, okay, we all going to the same jail. Damn, we in Lewisburg. We in the pen now. We was at a medium high Raybrook. For the Raybrooks, for people that know about Raybrook, that's like a pen.
FCI Raybrook, Federal Correctional Institution, Raybrook, right. Upstate New York.
Past Buffalo and Syracuse and all.
It's right there near Niagara Falls.
Yeah, Niagara Falls.
Right, it's right next to Canada, for real.
30 minutes from Canada. It's a 30-minute ride straight over the mountain.
I'm talking about get so cold it's 8 months cold and 4 months hot. I'm talking about you can spit too, and before it hit the ground, it's an ice ball. heavily, snow heavy.
It's May right now. It probably snow up there today. They probably snowing up there today.
But back with this joint though, Slider, like when I first got, because they was shipping us out all one at a time. Like we didn't leave all on the same bus together.
Yeah.
So when I got there, you had to do like a 7-day process locked in until you seen a board, like with like I guess the warden, whoever ran the director of the program, a psych. It was like 4 big wigs in the room.
Yeah.
So they called you in the room and they read out the charges that you were here for. Yeah. So it was the fight for our case. Yeah. They talk about such and such date, this big melee took place at FCI Raybrook. How do you feel about that?
It's nothing you can say at that moment that would have got you out of that program and didn't have you do that 2 years in that
Nothing.
It wasn't a single thing. You could have Johnny Cochran in there. You wasn't getting out. I don't know why the hell they was interviewers right there anyway.
Exactly.
Like it was going to matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
But we was young then. We ain't know that then. We know that now.
Yeah.
Because I think Ryan went in there and said, I ain't had nothing to do with it. They sent him back to himself for 7 days. But you're still in the hole. But your time in the hole don't start until you say,
admit
I was a part of that riot.
Yeah.
Like, so this is the mental games that they play with you in here. Not only is they breaking you down mentally from being contained all day long, you'll be lucky to get out for your little hour that you got, because we're going to talk about that later on in the episode, how they sneak past the cells and yell at your door. Not yell, but whisper at your door, wreck. 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep. I've been up all night. I just went to sleep 30 minutes ago. Yeah. So I'm not going to hear no wreck,
He's not properly announcing it.
At all. But, remember when we was on the wing, we had a dude that stayed up all night for the police to act like that. As soon as he hear him coming down the hallway whispering, wreck, he'd get right under the door. Hey, wake up, y'all. They running past talk about wreck. Get on your gate, sign up. They trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, they trying to burn us out of our wreck.
I'm jumping up, breath stinking, all that. I'm at the door. Yo, I want wreck, man. I walk past your cell already. No, you just walk past. You didn't get off the range yet. I want wreck today.
Yeah,
but you tried to be sneaky about it. Yeah. But what was the thing? Because I know what I went through mentally, but what did you go through mentally during that little 24-month period? Because you was my co-defendant on that, and we wasn't cellies, but we was on the same range.
Yeah. What kind of like got to me a little bit was when I came in, the first, because it's 4 phases.
Exactly.
The first phase, the first floor, when we got in there, I'm talking about it had to be 75 roaches and like 7 mice.
I was catching them.
That
Don't
moved
forget, I was
out
catching
of
them.
the cell. As soon as I got in the cell, I'm walking. I go in the cell. They like, yeah, this just in the cell.
Tell them about the pipe too.
They open up the door. Man, I'm talking about it was a line of roaches and mice that came out of the cell, and I'm like, yo, what the? This shit infested with mice and roaches in this joint.
Yeah.
And then it was summertime, so it was bacon
No
bits in
AC.
there.
No AC.
Listen, you got a brick wall. They had a slab of metal that was on all 4 walls, bro. So when it was hot, it's like you was in the oven, dog.
Yes.
Man, I'm talking about I lost like a nice 20 pounds in like 2 weeks in that joint, dog. It was vicious.
Super vicious. But they got a pipe in there too. It's a pipe in everybody's cell.
So it's like a radiator pipe that sits in the corner and shit.
For the wintertime, it get real hot. But it gets so hot. I used to put a bag of coffee, a plastic bag with somehow smuggle, and fill it up with water. I would tie it to the pipe and leave it there for an hour, and you'll see the bubbles in the bag boiling. I would take my beef log when I finally started getting commissary. I would get my beef log and cut it down the middle and wrap it up with some plastic.
And fry the sausage on the joint.
Fry the sausage. I take it off the pipe, and that joint be crispy. Ooh! I'm telling you, yo, listen.
Put it on the bread with the cheese.
I'm hollering down the store. I'm hollering down the floor. Slide up.
Yeah.
I might be hollering at you. You cooked your joint. Send me a piece then. I done fished under my door. This how crazy it gets. He flattened the sausage and smashed it under his door, and I'm pulling it down the hallway.
On a string.
And whoever got the best string got the best car. A car in jail is whatever I could throw under my door to get to him, and he could tie something up that I want, whether it be a magazine, pictures, mail, food, whatever. He might have made a cheat sheet and laid it out smooth in a bag
that bitch down.
And tied it with my car made a teeny hole in the bag and put the string through it and tied it. And then he's sliding the bag under his door evenly.
Put that bitch in the what this joint, the envelopes, the brown envelopes.
The Manila envelopes.
The Manila envelope, and put the
hungry
chi in there.
I'm getting it down the hallway. It's hot like it came out the oven. I'm talking about you can see the fume coming up off of it. I'm in there having a great meal that night.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy your moments, man.
Any moment. Because we
yeah.
adapt, and I'm not saying we different from any other man, but we've been put through so much in life, Slider, that it became easy for us to adapt to our environment. And it was a big deal for me. I'm not making it like it was something easy for me to do. I had to make myself do this. We was here for 24 months, man. That was 2 years. 2 years of confinement, man. 2 years, just mad. Everywhere, every time you leave out that cell, you had to be shackled. Shackled with the hands and the feet. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so
what the fuck am I running
every
at,
time you came out, every time.
For the
every
shower
time.
and everything.
Shower. I'm getting in the shower. I got to put my hands through a door like this for them to unloose me where I can wash my ass properly. And then sometimes the guards will walk away after they locked you in the shower. Hold up. Now I'm standing in there a half hour cuffed. Yo!
Still cuffed.
You gonna come back here and talk about shower time up? I ain't even get uncuffed yet. They done forgot me in there.
Yeah.
I'm standing in this nasty ass shower. This shower is, just imagine, thousands of men been in here jacking off, fingering themselves in the ass, or whatever you may want to call it.
Bro, you be
doing what they do. They doing what they do. Dude, no, I'm telling the truth, though, Slider. I want to get a people.
They don't clean them showers
at all. I'm talking about getting out, he's just throwing buckets of water in there. Yeah, it's done.
That's a swamp in there.
Man, it's horrible, man. How about that mail day, though, Slider? How it be when that mail day arrive?
Yeah, they'll walk past your cell with all the smell, look up at your cell. Oh, no, not that cell. Keep walking.
Boy.
We call them drive-bys. We used to always quote DMX. All week he been talking about that drive-by. He ain't do nothing but drive-by. Listen, shorty.
Yo, I'm talking about like a piece of mail could go a long way. Even 2-3 pictures with no mail. Yeah. I'm talking about how that is so much important to us in there, like, because we're not a part of society. We have our own society. We have the warden, like I explained before. The warden is our president. That's our president of the United States, where we at. And the guards and lieutenants is the mayors of the different little counties or cities. And, you know what I'm saying? We have our own world. And then in our own world, you have jail, which we was in. You know what I'm saying? And we was in there, man. We did that time. Books helped us get past. You know, I get a book. Slider might tell me down the hallway.
Them books, hold on real quick. So just to mention about them books, I remember the first book that they gave us, and the first book that they gave us was, it was in regards to the, the gas chambers. Remember, what was the name of that book, bro?
I can't really.
It was something on Hitler. It was something on Hitler.
Oh, that's when he was doing that to the Jews.
Yeah.
When Hitler tried to round up the Jews and do all that, like
he promised them work or something.
Yeah,
they all had got on a train.
Exactly.
And they
took them to a building where they burned them all to death.
And the gas chambers. I feel like they did the same thing to us. No disrespect and all that, but I feel like they did the same thing to us, bro. They promised that we was going to go to a better compound, and then they got us all on the fucking bus and took us to them the hot ass chambers.
Talking about, bro, can you imagine it being so,
bro?
It gets so hot in there, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, listen, for people that got a family that's out there that's in prison that's going through something, if they in Lewisburg, please send them mail, send them pictures, send them whatever you
answer that phone once in a while. We ain't saying every day.
Support your peoples, bro. They did us like how Hitler did the Jews.
Yo,
man.
It gets so hot in there, right, Slider? I want to talk about it. I'll go take a sleep. And there was so many roaches. I done woke up a couple times with a roach on me. I got to pluck him because there's so many roaches. But you get so hot in there that you can't stop sweating. It be so hot that you can't even write a letter because your paper,
pores is sweating.
but your paper get moist. I'm talking about your sheets feel like they damp.
Yes.
Like I don't know how to, maybe from the moisture in the air, but it feel like you can wring your sheets out. So imagine this, and you're in this little tube. What was it? What 8x12 or 12x12?
It was smaller than that.
I'm talking about I could sit on the toilet and put my hand on my bed.
Man, I could go like this and I'd be touching both walls, bro.
Yeah, like
that was too small, bro. I was like, man, this joint ain't fit for a man or a beast, man.
And then how long we had to do before we started getting visits? Because we had to do a certain because it was
we had to get on phase 4.
You had to get on because they was giving like one call a month at first.
The first month didn't matter. The first phase we was the hardest phase.
Yeah.
They didn't give us. We had to live off the land. They gave us the.
We couldn't go no commissary. They didn't give us none of our property.
Yeah. We had to get them real small soaps and them.
But tell us what they give you the weirdo when you go in there. Other rolls and stuff like that. It might have been 17,000
Man,
wore this one pair of drawers.
Man, they give you the dingiest socks out.
Holes in them.
Yeah.
Your seats look horrible. Ain't none of this stuff brand new that we're getting.
Yeah.
We're getting stuff that been used by 1,900 other inmates that been in the SMOO program that left.
Man, they give
like
us
they
used
keep,
drawers, used
they
t-shirts.
wash it. They'll take it down and whatever. However the washer.
Terrible job at washing it.
Super terrible. Look,
They
they
give you
expect
a
us
t-shirts that still got brown, yellow marks underneath.
But you see how we washing our clothes? We get a net bag. Everybody on the range, you get a net bag to put your clothes in, and you tie it up. In a net bag, they'll throw all these net bags into one super big washer. Some dudes got dookie in their drawers.
Man, they throw the mop heads in there,
Yeah,
man.
the mop heads. So now your wash rag and your T-shirt and your drawers is washing with the vile stuff of this prison. And then you get it back, and you ain't got, unless you going to walk around free balling, you got to put that back on. Yeah. So you get it back, and it's clean to the best of its ability. Yeah. And that's just one of the hardships. Like I said, when you get that little pin they give us, that little flexible joint. Oh yeah. That little nutty joint, that joint this big. It's not even big as your finger.
It's a 3-inch pin. It's a 3-inch bendable pin. It's for safety hazards where you can't poke nobody.
Exactly.
So it's real rubbery. It'll bend. It's real flexible and all.
Yeah, so it can't cause damage if you was to try to poke somebody with it. But what about the little toothbrush they give you, the finger toothbrushes?
Oh man, you gotta put your finger.
I'm talking about you gotta put your finger on there
to brush your teeth.
And this shit rubber. This shit is rubber.
It's plastic.
I thought it was rubber. I thought it was rubber. Man, you in there like this. I'm talking about you need 9 of these. One brush, and they only giving you one. You might move in the cell that whoever was in the cell before you left about 3 or 4 that's brand new. You take them, and that's a high commodity. You got to put that up.
You got
to really put that up, man. How about them door gangsters though, man? To just stay on the door all day.
You shut up, and they want to argue with you.
And you can't never get to them.
Just don't say nothing to them miserable.
I'm talking about they on the door. They might be rapping. I'm talking about, we had an old head where I was at another time in another hole. And just now when I was over the county, state life. And old head would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every day and start beating on his door all the way to breakfast. I'm talking about whoever.
We used to call it concerts. He'd throw a concert.
Oh my God. I'm talking about you in there sleeping. Can you imagine this, y'all? You already in a hole. You already depressed. You probably done stayed up a little till wee hours. And then you finally doze off. And then you're snatched out of your sleep by a banging, a yelling, and I'm talking about all you hear is other voices. Shut the up. Oh, here, we gonna kill you. He ain't tripping off none of that. He ain't tripping off nothing nobody's saying. Get up. Yeah. And we gonna talk about, we gonna check a situation today. Yeah. Man, so it's a lot of things that go with that hole. When we started finally, I don't think you went out on a visit. You went I ain't never get a visit.
No, I didn't. Only Feek. I ain't get no visit.
Oh, so Feek got a visit.
Yeah, Feek got a visit.
Feek was going out on visits all the time, too.
His wife loved him.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Yes, she did. Shout out to Feek. But Feek home now, too. I just seen him the other day.
Yep, Feek home.
You know what I'm saying? So his wife was coming up, but...
We went up there for Feek. Feek wanted to be rumbling and all that, the 5'9" and under game.
Oh, yeah, that's why the ride was over.
We went up there, yeah. Elbowing and all that, Feek crack ball.
Yo, but Feek trashed him in that building. Didn't he? He was begging him all off of drums and
hi-hats and
I'm talking about
drum guitars.
But Bashir really started the riot. Bashir was at the door and sucker punched the other New York boy.
Yeah, Bashir.
Because it was all cool when they were in there rumbling one-on-one.
But they were trying to get in there, though.
No, Bashir wanted to leave that jail, so he said, I'm going to take it up.
No, sir. I was at the door, bro. I was at the window at the door. I was at the window in the door.
So they tried to go in the room.
They was trying to get past Bashir. He was staying in security at the door. Like, all right, y'all want to do that? All right, go in the band room and rumble. The band room got a window.
Is that everybody can view the rumble?
So Bashir was like, ain't nobody going in there. So it was some dudes it was some Crip dudes that was trying to get in there because Bo was a Crip.
Okay.
And he was like, "No, we getting in there." And they was like, "No," we was like, "No, stand back, bro. That's a one-on-one. No, I gotta help my man." Because Feek was dusting his boots off.
Feek was crushing him.
And like, listen, man, Philly the best fight game in the jail. So shout out to the Philly boxers and all that. I mean,
and another thing too, man. The other day I was talking about the DC. Man, they got a bad rap with them as far as in homosexuality. But it's a lot of men from DC. There's a lot of men I'm quite sure that you're in touch with, and it's probably dear to your heart. It's a lot of men I'm in touch with that's dear to my heart that's from the District of Columbus. And they're just with their tag because a lot of them do the homosexuality. But Philly, we have a name for ourselves too in the feds. It's called Philadelphia. Yeah. So now when we meet an out of state, you know, and you tell him you from Philly, his thing, he go right on and learn until you prove your worth to him. So everybody get a little name, like all sex, like especially big sex, like New York, they call them the rotten apple. They think they the best things since sliced bread. You know, always flies to the cabin or overdoing it.
But if you think about it, everybody from every state and the feds got all that shit, everything, all those attributes. It's some New York that's gay, and some New York, a lot of them rats. Yep. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing everywhere. So with DC, it went a little popular because it was a that had status, you know, he'd kill a brick, man, but he was on ass. He'd be on ass, but he'd kill a brick. He a murderer, dangerous man.
Yeah, dangerous man.
But he was on ass. He liked it. So I think that was one of the things that went popular.
But let me ask you a question, because I struggle with this to myself. With this man that you talking about, I would respect him as a man, right? Because I know he would work about his. If I came to him and be like, "Why you sucking dick, man?" He ain't gonna just sit there and be like, "Man, I'm sucking dick," because he gonna want some business.
But you know, DC got a thing was with if it's not them who sucking dick or them or taking in the ass, they still a man. I just got it's just a dick suck. You know what I mean? I'm not the one sucking dick.
But is they men still though?
No, you got your manhood tooken, cuz.
But just because you can get up there and rumble and knock whatever.
A woman can challenge a man in the rumble.
Okay, you right.
A woman can challenge a man.
Because in my mind though, I still respect them because they ain't long. I would stop respecting them until they offer me some ass or a dick suck, which I don't agree with the same sex. I'm not saying though out there that's wrong. That's whatever you doing. I'm doing this over here. I got respect for y'all. But at the end of the day, I had my mind like, well, damn, boy, he doing some, but he a man at the end of the day.
There was this boy, he was from Philly, and it was during Ramadan, and he was Muslim. And he used to be in the Philly car, you know, he played ball, he boxed, you know, he talk about the and getting money. Ramadan came around. I was disgusted. He got caught with a punk in the stall, in the bathroom, and down wreck and all that. And, you know, they ran him up, they capped him up, they dipped on him, and he ran him up top. Get out of there, you know what I mean? But what happened was that in his case, he was a rat too.
He was a double bubble.
So, you know them jails, certain fed jails, where if you're a rat, it's a rat compound, so they not really checking paperwork for real. But you know, but you still got the Jamaat that still, you know, some of the brothers that's in the ranks, they still like with the enforcement car. Like if you too out of pocket, you gotta go up top.
Right.
So with his case, he was indulging in homosexuality during Ramadan, you know, with a known fact, you know, and he got caught. And they dust his boots off and they sent him up top, like, get out of there.
Yeah, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens in them places. Like, if you're in, like, you can't be in Islam and be a homosexual. And that's just the rules of Islam, period, not the rules of jail. You know, that's a bit that. And in the jails, it's just carry it further to the extreme. Because, you know, we find out you in the community and you sucking a little dick on the side, the brothers is going to slide up on you and you got to get off that yard. Yeah, you know, it ain't no chances. You're getting treated or whatever the case may be.
They be the weak can't go in, you know, and throw one. You know, they got cell phones, watching porn or get one of them freak magazines and, you know, and handle it, you know, and bruise yourself. Niggas gotta have somebody to do it and all that. They weak motherfuckers for me, you know what I mean? As far as they still a man, they still a man because, you know, they are a man. They, you know, they're not a woman unless they want to, you know, call themselves a woman. But what I wanted to ask you, not to get off the topic, what was good in that program that you learned in that smooth program? What would you say was an eye opener for you for like far as life or how did it take you? Like I know it took you through a negative loop, but was it any positivity in regards to that program? How they programmed us?
No, it was absolutely none to me. It made me even madder. Okay, cool. We did 2 years lockdown. When I got out, I was like a dog getting out of cage, running all over the yard.
Right.
I ain't want to go back to no lockup.
Yeah.
But I was like, dang, we went to the SWOO program for fighting, protecting, but it didn't. Bro, we come out, we was in little dog kettles when they let us out for the little class.
Yeah.
The class that we'll go to and do a book. We're doing a book report. Like you said, they gave us books about Hitler.
Yeah.
It was nothing about how to be around your peers.
No, but the book reports, they gradually went into happiness. See, so this is what I seen in it, right? So they started us off terrible.
Very terrible, right?
Very terrible because what they doing is the program was called Breaking Barriers. Breaking barriers of bad behavior because we was deemed not to be functioning in general population. Right. So if you look at the first book they gave us, the first book was about Hitler and how he did the Jews. You know what I'm saying? And
so it was leading up to something else.
It was leading up to a successful, and by us getting released, that's why you was running like a happy dog, that was happy to be out.
Exactly.
Because that's how it's program your mind.
Right.
So you had to do the book reports, read the book and do the book reports and then talk about it in the class.
Exactly.
So they start letting us watch more movies with Medea. You
Yep,
see what I'm saying?
yep.
So the final situation was at Medea in that happiness. We Muslim, Medea's, they Christians, but the happiness in the situation, and then we wind up getting the jail that we select and stuff like that. We finished the program.
Right. But you went to the jail you wanted to, didn't you?
Right.
Everybody went to
So it was breaking barriers of bad behavior.
Okay. So did you get anything out of it?
Yes.
What did you get?
What I got out of it is that I got, as far as breaking the barriers of bad behavior, I had got that deceleration and avoiding conflict, right?
I could say I got that too.
I learned how to avoid conflict.
Exactly.
So, like, say
because we ran to it. We ran to it a lot.
So here's the young Slaughter. If a guy I don't know, he walked past and he got the ice grill and he know me from somewhere and I might bother him and he want to go like this, my young Slaughter, what the f- you looking at?
Right.
What?
You right at him.
I'm right at him.
Right at him.
So this new Slaughter, my adult Slaughter is.
Smile. What's up,
if
man?
I see him and he got an ice grill on, he might be having a bad. I'm thinking for him now.
Exactly.
He might be having a bad day. His might have just got on his nerves.
Yep.
He might not like my haircut.
Somebody might have died.
Yeah. Or my energy might be affecting him. Which I don't care. You know what I mean?
Right.
But my whole thing, I speak to him. I nod my head. I go like, you. And sometimes they just be wanting you to speak. A lot of them go like this, you. And I found out it's not even me.
Exactly.
It's not even me.
We got to think more.
Yeah.
Not only for ourselves, but for others.
Yes, bro.
Same way as driving. You
Yeah.
got to drive for others, not yourself.
Yeah.
You're right, Sly. You're right. And that's another way. You just gave me a way to look at it.
Yeah.
Like I got ways that I deal with it, but that's another intricate way.
Yeah.
Not just in jail, but out in the real world.
Yeah. And that's what these young boys need.
Yeah.
They don't know how
do you
to do
think they
drama
listen?
prevention. They gotta.
They gotta go through it, bro. That's why I told.
That's why I want to give listen. We gotta do a program, bro. Like breaking barriers of bad behavior. The young boy, the rut. Remember the word rut they use in the program.
Yeah.
Stuck in the rut.
Mm-hmm.
The rut that they stuck in is Lord Durk. The dreads.
I think it's more than that, though, bro.
Listen at the first beginning, though. They all adapted to that, to those ways by listening to Durk and the drill music. It's drill. Let's go on a drill.
So you're saying if you eliminate the drill music, it's done with?
No.
So it's more than that?
Not just that, but that's one of the criteria of getting rid of the young boys out here now that
their images.
They stuck in the rut and they listen to the music, anything that's repetitive, you will go into that.
Right.
You mean?
Yeah.
So by Lord Durk, if Lord Durk can come out and he imagine Lord Durk beat his case, right?
Right.
He cut his dreads and he grew his lick yeah, right?
Right.
He grew his lick yeah, prostration mark deep, and he rolling with his pop, you know what I mean? And I guess he, and he putting out a positive message in regards to, that game really not cool. I lost a lot of peoples, and what I did was some type of way if he can go
because he the voice of the people though.
He can break the barrier,
right?
Because he created it,
right?
Him and them Chicago Bulls, but it can't just be him. It has to be him and his squad, and them and their squad,
right?
That's and it got to look like, and they have to cut their dread. They have to all collectively do it. So them like, damn, that's what they doing. Because
now they feel alienated though.
people with followers, man.
Yeah.
They gonna follow Dirk. They love
Yeah.
him. Dirk got what Jay-Z used to have. Jersey, throwbacks, this with the hat, with the, you know what I mean?
Right.
People follow after Jay-Z.
Right.
Lil Durk is that new trendsetter. Dreads, Nike Tech skis, switchies. They all copying. They copying. They all
Yeah.
That's not our style.
Right.
Listen to them rap now. They
Our
got
style was rumbling back in the day. That's gone.
it was a few pop outs too, but
It was a few.
But our style was our style. They
Right.
picking up Chicago style of doing things.
Right,
You know what I'm
this
saying?
drill stuff.
Like even some chicks, you know, they see me in some Nike Techs and like how your lay, you consider got that shit on.
Right. Right.
If a babe see you in your Nike Tech, good. Me, they look right past me. I got a low shirt on. It's Gucci. I don't care about that boy. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You gotta dress like Dirk and them.
yeah.
I'm telling you, bro.
You're right.
Only
right,
an older
right.
chick like 40 with me like, oh yeah, you look good, man.
Yeah.
It's the older. The younger, the new, it's a new generation. It's new things that's happening.
Right.
The way you dress, you got that Lululemon,
Yeah.
you got the Asics.
Yeah.
You got that shit on, dog.
Heavy on the on tip.
Heavy on the sweats, $180.
Yeah.
The top, the jacket
Yeah.
like a deuce. Nigga, costs money too.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Asics 180 to 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got about 500, 600, 700 on. That hat about $75. They doing a little count, real shit. So it's all generations and what they're going to. So you really have to, you got to break the barrier. You have to be a trendsetter and break barriers.
Right.
So in order for the young boys to break the barrier,
To not go in that jail, man.
they're not going into them programs. But we need a program. I'm telling you.
Sometimes I think side of that jail is the best program. Because what did you, I know me and you learned. You can't sit here right now and say you ain't learned from being in there.
Complete eye opener for me. I
I'm
ain't
talking
gonna
about,
lie.
I think that is the best experience in itself, man. Because, man, I'm so scared right now. I'm not scared because I can't do time or I'm scared of the guys in there. No, scared to leave my family. Scared to, I got business going on out here. We're doing a podcast. I might be working here. I'm paying rent. I got a residence I live. I got a car. I don't want to, you leave.
You can't lose that.
Like, and then, but jail has, because if I've never been to jail, I'll be playing games with it. But being, I've been there for long periods of time, I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm going to safeguard my little money to pay these little bills, go on my little trips. You know,
somewhat was a nitma from Allah.
it was a mercy.
It was yes, sir.
It was a super mercy.
Like,
But that's why I say jail is the best experience for me,
Yeah,
Slider.
yeah.
Some of a little 2 years, little 3 years. But I ain't talking about no little boot camps.
it depends on how hard headed the mother is, because if you're really not into it, a deuce will set you right.
A deuce will tighten you up, wet your whistle. A deuce will wet your whistle.
And I put you always there.
Yes,
like,
thank me.
oh no, I ain't going back in there.
Yeah.
Boy just got stabbed 75 times.
Yeah, and I'm talking about you seeing this in your face. You seeing the police not doing nothing. The guard that's running, drop they walkie. The walkie is in cell 21 right there. The walkie, then the police stabbing. Where's the walkie? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just real. But I wanted to ask you this though, Slider. How I feel when you in there, right? Because I know how I feel for me.
Right.
And you got that lady friend that you rolling with, that she's supposed to be riding with you, and she slide out. And you ain't at the point to where as though you've been through a heartfelt situation with a woman in jail, like for the first time, like, and she probably been riding for 2-3 years. Like, this is what you know. This is your comfort. She send money. She on visits. She answering that phone. She sending pictures. The little stuff that they can do. But when the calls start to, man, call 4 times a day, ain't no answer.
So look, right? I just seen this funny. I was on my mom block, and my little cousin, my cousin Nana, she had hooked me up with one of her friends before I went to jail on my first bid.
Not to cut you off, was you emotionally invested? Because if you ain't emotionally invested,
Like, she was my girl, bro.
Oh,
like,
so she was
my
emotionally
girl.
invested. Okay,
yeah, you know
okay.
what I mean?
That you will ush something over.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I ain't ushing. So, but look, listen to me.
Yeah.
So I had, so we was bidding and shit, and I'm like, yo, I said, bro, you cheated on me when I was booked too, on that case. She was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, no, you know what? I should smack them. She said, bro, I said, I'm with with you, bro. I said, damn. I'm like, what happened? What you got? I literally just like last week, I just was having this talk with a chick that I used to mess with. I just asked him, like, yo, what happened? Like I was sending you all the lovely letters. I was sending you little cards.
You go to Hobby Craft and get little vases made all
for
that.
you and all that. Like, how, what was it? Like, how you like cheat on me? Well, like, why you leave me when I was locked up, man?
Because niggas be wanting to know this. Like, this is like why? Like, you. I can see if you bail right out, but you done been there. Like, what made? Like, was this guy because he was there? Like, what did she say, Slider?
So she really couldn't answer it, but the answer is that sex is a need. It's not a want, for real.
You don't think it's a want?
It is a want, literally, but like mentally, it's a need, bro.
You think so?
For a lot of people, especially the hoes.
Yeah, bro. You
Like,
might be right,
bro.
cuz. And then I'm thinking
If
about
you
it
got
like
a sex addiction, if you have any addiction, that's a need, bro. You need it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not that
Right.
you need it, but like mentally you need it. Like literally you want it. You
Right.
know what I mean? But for somebody that really enjoys sex,
And then when you're younger, you like sex.
yeah.
Boy, that's why sex is here. It feels great.
It's the best feeling in the world. You go through your whole body go through
And
something.
you got 10 years. And you got a girlfriend. Let me ask you this
the
question.
new Slider, go ahead.
The new Slider's
I
good.
divorce him in 3 months. If I can't beat the case in 3 to 6 months, I gotta divorce her because I'm not gonna take myself through that.
Yeah.
If you still want to be around and send me little flicks and send me a
But I'm
couple
letting you
dollars,
go.
you gotta let them go.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Y'all heard it here, man.
But do you know that people that what you tell what not to do, they do it, and the people that you tell
What not to
what
do.
to do,
Oh, they don't do it.
they don't do it. So I don't want to get too religious on you, but think about the first episode of Humans with Adam and Hawa.
Nah.
Allah told him to do something, didn't he?
And
And what'd he do?
he went and did the opposite.
So for some reason I be thinking that's of our nature. So if you want somebody to do something, tell them don't do it. You ever think about that? Try that strategy. It might work.
On the tip, like, go to jail, y'all. Yeah, just go ahead and go, man. Like,
They
get
I ain't
out the
going to
way.
jail. No, I ain't going to jail.
You know
Go
what?
ahead,
That might.
you could do 40. Go ahead and go.
Yeah, go ahead and do it, but just take the cop off for 35, though.
Yeah, just do me a favor. Go ahead and rob that bank. You could do 40 after that. Just bring me the money.
But I got a homie like
I
that,
ain't
though,
doing
Slider.
that.
We got a homie in the
He not going
feds.
to do it, is he?
No. We got a homie in the feds that if you come to him, you know, someone wanting to get piped up. Like, yo, I'm about to go slide over there on this DC, man, knock him out. The homie be like, man, go ahead and knock him out. Nigga, but he ain't really want the homie to say that.
No.
He want him like, man, chill, man. We up here, we getting money, we up.
Yeah.
And as soon as the homie, but go ahead and knock him out. You see a lot of that, like you said. Like, go ahead, knock. What you mean, knock him? You just said you ready to go do it, right?
Yeah.
Then he like, man, you know what? I'm gonna let them. If he say something again, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Nah, man, you ain't really want to do that, man. Cause a lot of people, cause I did some things that I ain't really want to do.
Yeah.
I was into with my guys, and we was doing this, and especially how I got to prison. I did things in prison. I might wake up and you, my man, you there in the gym rumbling. I'm like, oh, Slider at it again.
Yeah.
I ain't want to go rumble today, but I got to go do it,
Shit be happening.
man.
So it's psyching motherfuckers out. It's psyching people out to, like, if you tell them to go and do something that you don't want them to do,
right,
tell them to do it.
right.
And you gonna see a different result.
Yeah, because a lot of people come when they, especially because if a person really wanted to do something, they gonna go do it. They ain't asking about no is it okay?
Some,
Majority, I say.
yeah,
They gonna go if they really wanted to do that. They gonna go do it.
yeah,
But if they asking, I think that's like a call for help.
yeah. It is.
It's a yo, I'm about to go shoot this.
Wow.
But no,
What?
no. Yeah, I'm about to go shoot this. They listening to see what you gotta say. Like, please tell me don't do shooting. If you be like, go.
Some want you to say no, don't do it, so it can motivate them to do it.
Well, yeah, but
Because I've met some people that say, man, I'm about to do this boy dirty. No, bro, don't do it. No, man, you can't stop me.
and it charges him up even more.
There you go. It batteries his back.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
battery his back. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And if you go for that one, if you go and you can sense that he's like that, and if you go, well, go ahead then. Go ahead and throw your way. Go ahead and blow his brains out and throw away your life. Go ahead and do it. And tell me how it worked out. Now his dumb ass thinking.
But you know what you is right though, Slider, because I seen men argue in the penitentiary, right? and the one that ain't arguing back harder, the other one get even more empowered. Like man, what the?
I'm dominating.
And then the other one be like, all right, man, go ahead. What you mean? Now then you see him getting more and more. You be like, damn. But when he was just yelling back, it was at the same tone.
Yeah.
But now that one is
He
countering
backing up.
down,
Yeah.
the other one is getting even more
mighty. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, all right.
I've seen the hype one get his ass kicked.
Yeah. But
And the calm one kicked ass. The calm one got with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because fighting is really, you have to be calm. You can't be too hype.
It's more mental than physical.
Yeah.
That's what I would want to think.
can't
I'm not a fighter, you're a
yourself.
fighter. So you know the rules to it. So it's more mental than physical. You know, of course you got to have strength and stamina, but you got to think. You got to be able to know your opponent. You got to be able to even guess sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to be, he ready to throw that left.
Yeah.
You know, because if you right and he throw it in and you all ready for the slip,
And
his
the
ass
position-
is good as dead.
Yeah.
You mean
It
so?
depends on what you hit him with.
Yeah, man.
'Cause
And
some
what
niggas
you
like-
hitting him with, Slider?
It depends. Overhand right or something. Hoo-ha! Ush, ush.
Slider, but I wanted to get back to the woman joining prison. How do you know when it's over? When do you tell yourself like, yeah, she done left?
She don't pick up on that.
But it got to be more than one day for me.
The first indication, she started letting that phone ring a little long. You calling, man, the wrong with? If shit rung like 5 times, you normally pick up on the first ring trying to find out. But listen, a lot of chicks, they go into your bed trying to find out what the outcome of your case.
Right.
So
right. They do that.
So you got
they smart now. They got everything online.
You got to spread them out thin. Don't give them too much. Don't tell them about your case too much. Because once she gets your caption of your case, she go to court and she find out, damn, it ain't looking good for him. I got to start making another John. Then they got social media.
Oh my God.
So
but in the feds, they got your release date. You could get sentenced, right, and get sentenced to 20 years, right?
Don't put her on that.
Yeah, but they all know it. They know it now. Go to FBI Finder.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Inmate Finder, some FBI Finder in the federal system.
Yeah.
As long as I got your name and birth date, it'll tell me what jail you at, when you get released, all that.
Yeah, but in the preliminary stages,
because it ain't nothing guaranteed.
Yeah, it ain't nothing going on at that point. And then they riding hard at that point. And you got some that'll back out and be like, nah, I ain't doing no jail. It's chicks that don't do jail shit. They just don't know how to do it. They just know they going to cheat. They just don't.
Yeah. I had some chicks tell me, you go to jail, you know what I'm saying? I get when your man, you go to jail, you just went to hell.
Yeah.
Like it's over with.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this.
So stay out of jail, y'all.
Yeah, you stay all the way out of there. Please listen to us, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Or just get booked and just find out for yourself.
Yeah, that's some of the best teaching to you. That's the best teaching than us sitting up here talking to you. Go ahead. If you, like I said, y'all out here standing on business, I don't mind it. I done did it before, so I get it. But they got a place for you. So I want y'all to get that there is a flip side to standing on business. Whether you out here crushing with that dog, which is that gun, whether you out here getting all that money off them yerks, crack, weed, whatever you doing. I don't knock none of that. All I'm telling you is it's the other side of the coin. Remember. So when that happens, you think they know?
They know.
I don't think they know, cuz.
Man, they know.
They don't know,
Man,
bro.
they see getting booked.
Yeah, but they think it can't be them.
They lying. They lying to them damn selves, man.
I'm telling you,
man.
man.
They know, man. I'm telling you, they know. They know. They see their homie just got pickled. Listen. Selling drugs is just addicted as the person that's doing the drug, bro. Like you gotta remember, you gotta touch it, you gotta whip it up, you gotta chop it up, you gotta bag it. It's all on your hands. It's in your system. You addicted to copping and chopping and selling.
Right.
Just as well as the person that's buying and blowing it down or shooting it in his arm.
So both of y'all have addiction.
Both of them have an addiction.
So we were talking about 2 addicts right here.
2 addicts.
Yes.
The drug dealer and the drug user.
Yes.
You addicted. Have you ever met somebody, you got all this money, dog, off drugs.
Like,
when you're going to stop? When you're going to make the transition of stopping and then going into like real estate, something more productive, wash your money a little bit without them finding out that you washed it.
Before you go to jail.
But for some reason, they still get booked. I mean, you was in the feds with me, bro. You see millionaires and billionaires. I met a guy, man, this motherfucker was a billionaire. He couldn't stop stealing people money.
And I told him in the episode earlier, Billionaires and all that get time over there in them feds. Them feds don't give a how much money you got, man.
Oh, they.
I'm
And your money don't matter
at all because they don't give you regular bails.
It's best to really just go with a court appointed.
Yeah, it
don't
really and study your own
Let's
case.
talk about that. Do you think a should get a lawyer when he come in the feds for his case?
Absolutely not.
Don't get a lawyer.
You will be in there 90 grand down and no closer to the door.
The same thing. Listen, on my first Fed case, I had a court appointed.
Right.
So that's a lawyer that's doing pro bono cases.
Right.
So like Brian McMonagle, all the fine lawyers that you are paid $30,000 and $40,000 for a gun case or
they got to take a certain amount of these cases a year.
A year.
That's their tax write-off.
So I had a lawyer that I don't want to say his name, but he was on your case, right?
Right.
And he paid the dude like $50,000 to represent him.
Right.
And he still lost. And he got 20, right?
Right.
I had the same lawyer, and the court appointed it to me, right?
Right.
That's when I found out that you don't need, from my own experience, you don't need a paid lawyer when you get to the feds. You crazy, you always need a lawyer. Listen to what I'm saying.
Right.
Them lawyers that's from the state, when they come in the feds, is a total different ballgame.
They don't even respect them state lawyers.
Listen, them state lawyers are PDs in the feds.
Yes, they are.
They are
yes,
PDs.
You better listen up.
And then the federal PD is like a paid lawyer on the street.
Yes, yep.
And I'm going to tell you why. My second Fed case, I got found guilty on trial.
Right.
But I overturned it on the
I remember you went home.
in 18 months. 18 months flat is when I actually got I got let loose. But I literally had a federal public defender. Literally. And I'm like, yo, that's the method. Get a public defender, and you're going to win.
Yeah.
It's a good chance. Listen,
I had a public defender.
They got a Johnny Cochran in the public defender's office. He never lost an appeal.
Never lost an appeal.
When he had me, wallahi, I looked him up. He never had a loss. You have public defenders for different categories of crime, right? So in my case, I had a public defender that was expert at guns, and they have public defenders that's experts at drug conspiracies. If P. Diddy had went with a public defender,
I think he might need a lawyer.
He might need a lawyer. Yeah, he have a heavy case, bro.
We was just talking about that on the FaceTime, on the FaceTune this morning.
Yeah, on live.
I think he gonna beat it.
I think they gonna roof him.
Ever.
That money don't. Didn't you just agree that money don't mean? It don't matter your status. That shit don't matter.
But they just came to that man and tried to offer him a lightweight deal. That's an indication, Slider. We've been in there. When they trying to hurry up and bow out.
What was the deal?
I'm not sure, but it wasn't nothing that he can. That man facing damn near life if he's convicted on all these charges. So a 10-year deal, that's not a deal. For him, it probably ain't.
They get them dimes out like they 11 and a half to 23. They give you a dime. They will offer you a dime to anybody. Be looking at life. You want to take the 10?
But you don't be so happy taking it. Coming back, yo, I got 10 today, yo.
Some of them 10s be cooperation 10s too.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so.
So you will get a dime after cooperating?
Yes.
After you done sit there and told on your friends, told on whoever you told on.
If you all the way up here at 50, you don't think 10 years is a good cooperation deal?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It is.
So what was the deal that Diddy got offered?
I don't know for sure, but they said he turned it down. And Diddy's in federal custody, right?
Yeah, he's in New York.
Okay, it's not a state case, it's a federal case. Yeah, Diddy might have. See, you think he slid down a razor blade into an alcohol river. I don't.
He slid down a razor blade and landed in a tequila river.
Well, at least he gonna be drunk.
Drunk and sliced up. Man. That's a bad case, man.
It is a very bad case.
Man, listen, it don't say what the deal was. It says Sean Diddy Combs has formally rejected the U.S. government offer to plead guilty, spared himself to the possibility of prolonged prison sentence. It don't say
what the deal was. But best believe it's shorter than what they can give him if convicted.
It depends. It probably wasn't worth taking. Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the deal don't. They might have came to him and said 30 years.
Yeah.
He might be like 30 years. Because they offered me 15 years.
Bro, sex trafficking is really bad in the feds.
Yeah.
I knew a guy, he only had 2 chicks, and he sold them for money. He was looking at 40 years.
But let me tell you something that's new. I just was in there for a violation. Guess who they punishing there? I'm talking about knocking their head, giving them 35, 40 years. And they old men, 45, 50.
The chomos.
They punishing.
Get the
and
fuck
ladies
out
and
of here.
gentlemen, a chomo is a tag, a hashtag for child.
Chomo.
Yo,
you can hear
they
it.
are tightening them up.
Not a homo, but a chomo.
A chomo. Not a go-mo, but a chomo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Man.
they used to be getting taps on their wrists.
Hey, yo.
They only get like 18 months.
No, not no more. My bunkie just now was a chomo. I was at a low Loretto. Do something to the, back in the day, how we was in the feds, we wasn't standing with no chomos. We wasn't being in a room with one. They was like rats to us.
Yeah.
And now, if you do something to them, they're punishing you. They give you a new charge and everything.
Yeah.
You better leave them boys alone. But the government is properly tightening them dudes up.
They
man.
prosecute them every step
Man,
of the way.
that man was at a low Loretto with 39 years.
Sheesh.
And he was 48. They gave that to him 2 years ago when he was 46. That's life.
He got 40 what?
Yeah, he got 39 years.
39 years.
At 46.
How much time you do all of that? A dub?
No, you doing a little bit. Oh, with the new laws now. All these new laws now. So if you get 39 years now, you might do about 21.
And he 41?
Yeah. Chomo, his case was about child molestation. His case was, and then they got the picture tickets too, the no touchers. They tightening their ass up.
You said the picture tickets.
The picture takers.
Oh,
the one
picture
that sit there and
takers.
the one that sit there and look at the little kids on the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And lust off of that, or probably text them and email them, but they ain't actually seen them. But the feds be locked in on that.
Yeah.
Man, they giving them dudes 30 ball Jamals, and I ain't talking about months either.
Get the fuck out of here.
Man, they tightening their ass up, bro. It's a whole new regime for that child molestation. They not playing with them in there.
Ouch.
You go in there for playing with these kids, yeah, you gonna wake up a kid. And that's just it. That's it, man. You go in there playing with these kids, you gonna wake up a kid, man.
So, dude, did he have like any like underage people that's on that?
That's a good question. I don't want to say no, and I don't want to say yeah. I don't know. I don't know if he got any underage kids on there, but I would have to think so. They've been doing this for 10, 15 years.
Yes. I'm gonna check Pacer. You look on Pacer, his whole joint.
But this probably sealed right now.
It's not, because I got his indictment.
Oh, you got his indictment?
Yeah, somebody looked on Pacer. I got a guy that good with Pacer, and he went on Pacer and he pulled up. That's another way you can find out.
Yeah.
Pacer, yeah, the Pacer. Yeah.
Pacer give you people.
It might be
paperwork and
.gov because it's a government platform that presents everything that's federal cases. So that's what they used to look up when they had the cell phones in the feds. Oh, I can't find my paperwork. Oh, they had me sitting home. Oh, I don't have my lawyer got it. They got all these excuses. No problem. Just give me your name and go right on Pacer in the cell, look up your case, and everything, the indictment, everything. It depends on if they put it in there. But you can see in Pacer that you can see that they docket sheets showing them that they got proffer on this date, proffer on that date, proffer on that date. Like, yo, excuse me, why you have all these proffers? And then you can get the sentencing. The final way to find out if a dude is hot after he got sentenced is when you get them sentencing minutes. So the sentencing minutes is on Pacer. And then in the sentencing minutes, the judge opened up with, okay, this is a case in the United States versus John Doe, and in this case, the prosecutor said that he committed this, and the lawyer arguments is and he's looking at a sentencing range from 121 to 335, and I believe that the defense filed a case of 5K1. Is that correct, sir? Mm-hmm. Yes. My client, he cooperated in this case. He had the 3553E. I mean the 5K1. So he cooperated on the case, and he's going to be working when he get home. Yeah. Okay. The government. Do you agree with that? This is what you're reading in the sentencing minutes on Pacer.
Yeah.
And you like, this mother got a 5K run and a 35-53.
He got both of he
So,
a bad man.
So he ratted on the case, and he's coming home to continue on some other shit that he talked to the people about. That motherfucker scary, dog. I'm telling you,
bro.
You don't want to go in that joint and be out here. Listen, the drug game is over, bro. If you're selling drugs, if you have a direct,
you can make some money though. I ain't gonna make it.
It depends, bro. Listen,
with these Perkies,
no, bro. Listen,
you can get a run.
I'm talking about coke or dope. If you got a direct line and you getting it straight from the cartel and it ain't coming through 3 or 4 parties,
right?
You
might can sustain a little.
You got a little run and you better run hard.
And you better run hard.
And your run better consist of no crackheads. You better not have, your players better be so professional. Mm-hmm. You better be serving Stephen A. Smith in them.
Yeah.
You better not be serving no that's in the bent and the that got the benzo and
they're the ones who gonna tell on you.
And he copping from that's already hot and it's jack already. You gonna get booked.
Yeah.
You better listen. You better be serving some kind of celebrity mom or a basketball player that's snorting on the low.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They want to keep it quiet so bad.
So he gonna cop.
And then he
gonna cop 18 ounces and all that when he in the
every
city.
time he come.
You know what I mean? He got to get snorted before every game and all that. Mm-hmm. You got to have nurses and the people that work and all that. You don't want to be out here serving your homies and niz.
That be how the indictments start. The conspiracies.
Yes.
The conspiracies are bad. Conspiracy holds 10 years by itself. Without the drug charge. We talk about just the conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen, in the feds. Yeah. Conspiracy charge. The conspiracy mean you and 2 other people conspired to
commit a crime.
Exactly. And that is 10 years by itself. Now they're coming up.
Flat.
Here go the drugs y'all had in this conspiracy.
Add that to the 10 years.
Add this, whatever they gave you, to that 10.
Yeah.
Now it's not running together either. Just add it on. Added on. You might get 10 for the drugs, 10 for the conspiracy, which will make a dub. We all could count here. I hope we all could count. 10 and 10 is 20. Yes. Okay. Now you might got that 924C.
That's a mandatory 5.
Ooh wee, and don't let you had one before. It's a mandatory 15.
Get the out of here.
Yes, it is. If you if you had one, went home off your 924C and caught it again, it's a mandatory 15.
Shut the front door.
And you're not getting out the back door. And what jail and what prison was it a situation about you fighting a nigga and a nigga that got a punch in to make you wake up like, oh, all right, I'm here now. I have robbed the day. You know what I mean? Or was it a girl that left? Damn, because that hurt more than me losing the fight. I ain't gonna lie. A nigga beat my ass and I can sit on that well and my chick, I done found out John hit. I'm in that joint, Sicky Minaj. I'm in that joint.
That's how you did your bit. You don't like when no just leave, bro. He didn't like that at all. Listen, whoever mess with him, don't leave him, man. Not in jail, on the streets, nowhere. He's gonna have a hard day, man. Stay with that brother, man. He love you, man. I'm telling you, man. Stay in there with him, man. He's a love bug.
But what was your finding point, though, Salada, when you knew?
When I recognized, like, this is jail.
Yeah.
The first case or
just period. Time? Just when you was in the feds, when did you come to realize it? Was it at the FDC, at a jail that you went to? And I want you to tell me what was the experience that made you come to your mind like, damn, I'm really sitting here doing this time about whatever goofy stuff they charged me with.
You know when you getting transported to the first jail from the district, like when you get fingerprinted and processed, and then the next step is getting transferred to like CFCF or the state road somewhere, or because it's some guys that it depends on how high profile your case is. The feds just to come get you, like, and just pick the marshals to grab you and take you straight down to the federal prison.
Mm-hmm. The FDC.
Yeah. So it's the process, and then when you get in there, you start hearing the voices, the yelling, because it's an open space.
All day.
Everybody talking at the same goddamn time.
All day, 7 days a week. You got the Mexicans over here. You got the blacks over there. You got the whites over there. And then Everybody think they got the
You
biggest
hear
dick,
the
so they gonna yell the
handball.
loudest.
You hear the handball going against the wall. You hear the
That was
basketball
my favorite
dribbling.
sport. You love the
Handball.
basketball, but I love that handball.
Yeah, I'm handball
I take you
boy, too.
outside and wear you out
Yeah,
in the handball.
Yeah, okay.
Like for real, like that handball.
You had holes in them Asics. skirt, skirt, skirt. I had you running all around, boy. I'm nice, man. Listen, I'm the type of like anything I do it well. Mashallah. Anything that I try to do it to perfection. I'm a perfectionist. I try to do everything right. I get on people's nerves with that. You swear you know what you're talking about. So what?
My chick just told me that the other day. Like I know how to predict, like not predict, but I know how to call the weather because we done been in a lot of jails the way as though it said, but we done been out there in them woods and forests. Them jails is tucked away in mountains and crevices and stuff.
Yeah.
And they might say it's gonna be 80 degrees, but no, it's ready to rain and it's gonna rain and it's gonna be scattered rain. It's not gonna be a continuous
on and off showers like it is today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the weather don't give it to
It's
you
like
like
Miami
that.
weather,
They
kinda.
give it to you. It's just raining.
It's raining all day. Just have your umbrella.
No, it ain't that. Never that.
Yeah.
And I ain't saying that I'm
That's
a
why
lost
they
friend
say-
with the island. I know that. No, but you can pretty much gauge it. Like we could get up there and do the news show, man, and do it better than them. But like, listen, it's supposed to be 90 today, y'all.
Well, let's do a news joint today. So what's the weather today? Let's do a news joint. Yeah. So the weather in Philadelphia only. We don't know about your other states.
Yeah.
This what's going on today. You know, we got on and off showers. It's sunny. We got Miami weather in Philly today, but a little cooler.
But slightly
cooler.
Slightly cooler.
It's
You
like
got to use the
70,
slightly.
75, something like that.
Man, I'm just trying to be a voice to the people out there, man. To the people that's out there, you know. And like I said, I don't knock nobody out there, Slide. But like people got, I've been, you know, I've been to where though I wasn't trying to better myself.
Yeah.
You know, I seen jail, and that's not something that I no longer want. So I'm going this route. I've been doing that route all my life, and I've been in jail all my life.
Right.
So I'm gonna try this route. But for the dudes that's still on that route, and you may be successful, you may got money, you may got houses, cars, 19 billion, whatever the case may be, 1,000 trips. I just know it's an end date to that. Unless, but how many people that you know is successful? You probably could name one hand.
I know somebody that.
Probably one. You 44,
Yeah, I got one finger up. I don't have two or three.
See, one. I
know somebody.
But how many people you know breaking law? A billion.
No, not that many. I'm not really in that field, so I'm not really in nobody's business for real.
Right.
But I see people breaking the law all the time on the news, you know, on Instagram.
Right,
You start
right.
seeing cases and shit like
Yeah.
that.
And a lot of these dudes talk about what they doing on the gram anyway.
Yeah. But far as there's a lot of people that got a nice little calm hustle and they, you know, is working for them, and they just haven't got pinched yet. And hopefully they never, because I don't wish that on nobody that they get pinched. So you know, the best is, you know, keep working how you work. And some people got a program that can be broke too.
Yeah.
Because they figure, because they say the wise man learned from his
Another man's mistakes.
No, a wise man learn from his own mistakes. A wiser man learn from other people's mistakes.
Right.
So it's people that's very wise that be like, damn, that's what happened with him. I ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened with that. I ain't doing that. Damn, that's what happened when you do that. I ain't doing that.
Right.
That was something growing up, and they don't got that no more.
Right.
If you got that, you know how to stay out the way, bro. You know how to stay out the way. If you got a John where
You can look at other people's mistakes and implement that in your life and not do it.
you will be a great man. I'm telling you, you'll be a great man if you learn somebody's mistakes and then you know that'll be that. I'm telling you, you'll be a great man. For instance, right? You got Diddy. Say for instance, our podcast start booming, right? What we suspect, right? And the money start piling in. You know, we start getting 50 million, 100 million contracts. We getting endorsements from all over now. When somebody see him and Slaughter, oh that's the ball from Towns from the jail. Check our situation. You know. And then when you do like casting calls, you got chicks that's winking at you, like, come on, let's go in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you start to get powerful, right?
Right.
And if you learn from Diddy's mistake, what he did, where he tried to be Hugh Hefner. You know what I'm saying? The new Hugh Hefner.
Or Ho Hefner.
Ho Hefner,
Yeah.
or the freak Hefner, the freak
all
all
that,
whatever
yeah.
you do. You know, when you get to a certain point, you have to remain calm. Like, don't get involved. Real shit. because what would have happened is you'll wind up booked. Like you ain't see what happened to Diddy. Nigga, go out there and do the same shit.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that.
All from being on the gram, you know what I'm saying, pussy hungry, and you strolling, the shaking her ass, you know what I'm saying? She's underage and all that. And all it took, you gotta remember this, bro. Confirmation and the conversation will get you 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it again. Confirmation and the conversation will get you 40 years.
40 whole was the long way.
A lot of times you don't agree. Let me tell you what happened to him. Young John, he said,
talking about Shannon Sharp?
yeah, let's do this. Come on, let's do this. She said no. Listen, you gonna have me walk around a big black man wrapped around this white girl neck. All right, Trent, I'll be down there. No means no. You can't argue over that first no.
You can't.
Listen, my joint today, my whole joint, when I try to holler at a chick, hey, excuse me, how you doing? Because I still try to crack in the market. I still try to crack, because I don't really crack on things that's on, chicks that's on a,
Yeah, people, you want to see it. You want to do the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned way.
Old-fashioned way cracking.
Yeah, I see you.
Excuse me, how you
doing?
doing? Can I take you out? What's your name? No, I'm cool. All right. You know what I'm saying? If we hanging out and, I'm really not trying to offer no drinks. If you buy your drink, that's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to know that procedure, especially when you getting into business and you got like something where they can sue you on. You got to watch your steps. Don't step in no nut.
Or possibly send you to jail on.
Yes, man. I'm telling you, it's real easy. It's like a toothpick can break.
So basically what you're saying is get you a woman, man, and lock in. But we men, we got wandering eye.
If you could hold a woman, because just because you got money, that don't mean that she's going to be that baby for you. You got to pick the right one.
Yeah.
Shannon Sharp said, I'm about to start dating on my what do you say? I'm gonna start dating in my my tax bracket. And my what do you say? What's your
so a person that got money like him.
So if he worth 50 million, I'm about to start dating chicks that have 50 million.
Exactly.
I'm not dating bitches that got 5,000.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm driving the Bent and you driving the Honda. No, that ain't gonna work. Cause now you scamming. You trying to get a baby out me. Look. You trying to get a baby out me so you can sue me in child support. That's another way of suing. That's a new scam too.
That's a super new scam. You see what the chick did to Anthony Edwards?
Man, you seen when the chick just did to me.
What happened to you?
I'm trying to get some yigs.
Yeah.
We ain't having no babies. Go kill one of your born kids. You ain't killing my baby. It's not even your baby. That's mine.
Yeah.
That come from these testicles.
Yeah.
You just holding it in the oven. You just cooking it in the oven for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I put the turkey in the oven.
That's a new scam, though.
It's the new scam.
And that's a 18, 21 year scam if they come up and get pregnant. And it might be longer than that.
And you doing it how we doing it, podcasting, bread coming in, subscribers and all.
Yeah. And she get
I want some of that
pie.
I want some of that checker situation bread.
Yeah.
Not today. You better back the up. I'm dating on I'm dating on my tax bracket. I'm looking for worth 300 grand. You got it?
Do you got it? If you ain't got it, I get with you.
Yeah.
That's just it, man. Like,
so I'm cracking on I'm cracking on what's it called in them now.
Ooh.
I'm looking at Maya the singer. She been single for 6 years.
She old, man. She old, man.
She only 40, bro.
I don't want nothing old but a bankroll.
Yeah.
I mean, I take them 26
I like
and better.
old dogs too, bro.
But you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
She already got the tricks. She got everything she need.
Okay.
I mean,
and then old women be really like, they don't be wanting to be by, but I want to come in and get some head to them dead one day, just a surprise.
They'll get that to you.
No, only when they feel like it. You go over there, what's up, baby? Oh, I'm over here reading my book, buying it all tight on their head. I'm like, dang, she's smelling all good, because older women know how to take care of their vaginas properly and all that. But she's still in her ways. She
it depends
older.
if she's scarred or not.
Which one of them ain't?
None of them. It's like, no, it's something that's not scarred, bro. It's something that's not scarred. I'm
gonna say it's something that healed from their scars.
So,
because a lot of women has been scarred.
The first relationship that a woman ever had in the love of their life, if that breaks her heart, she might need therapy.
Yes.
So a lot of them don't get therapy when they have children. They need therapy. When they have a breakup from their first love, they need therapy. They don't go to therapy, so they be out here scattered and broken.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not giving them therapy, if you don't listen, if you have a baby, if any of y'all ever out here have children, when your baby mom, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever the woman is in your life, make sure she go to that, what is called a postpartum depression.
Mm-hmm.
Go see a therapist.
Yeah.
Because if they
But
don't,
that's real. Mental health is real, y'all. Mental health is extremely real.
they gonna say, "Oh, I don't need that," but it start to build up, and you wonder why when the baby's like 1 or like 16 to 18 months, now they like spazzing. Like, bro, the doctor was recommending postpartum depression therapy.
Yeah.
Go to that. They telling you that for a reason. Go do that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't want your wife, your girlfriend, or your baby mom to be spazzing on you and be keeping the child from you, get out of here. It's my child. Matter of fact, I'm going to child support on you. And they start going into like a crazy type situation on you. Like they don't know you from nowhere and they treat you like the scum on the bottom of their foot, their shoes and shit. It's a good chance they could be going through this depression, bro. So, you know, you gotta make sure that they get saw correctly with the therapist and shit, because
But we need mental checks too, though. Men.
Yeah.
When I say we, I mean men as a whole. Like,
Yeah.
maybe
Why?
more so
Why?
than a female.
Why?
Because a man is supposed to, you know the stigma of a man toughen up. Oh, don't nobody want to hear our problems, so we don't even try to explain it to nobody else.
Yeah.
Or if something happened, oh, you a man, you cool, you got that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got that.
Yeah.
No, I'm a human being too, man. Why do I have to have that? Why do I have to deal with that? Because I'm a male, because I have a genital, I have an organ. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I have to do that? What makes the sex is different?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We go through things, but because we are men, you're supposed to shut up and just carry it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we go through things. When we get quiet, you know, whether it's talking to a man or having a relationship with a woman, and we go on our shell, it's because we're battling things that the next person don't even know exist.
Yeah.
You know? So our mental capacity is real too, bro. It's major.
Yeah.
Major to a point like, damn, man. You know?
It depends on how your upbringing and how you was raised. If you was babied, it depends on how if your mother and your father had you independent. If they didn't let you be too hooky cuddled on them, it depends. It really depends on your upbringing. So I know that humans are creatures of habit, right? And anything that they adapt to is the way that they are.
Exactly.
Right? So when it comes to like upbringing, and if your mom wasn't the type to let you be no, excuse my language, pussy ass young boy and not be up on it, get off me. Get your ass over there. You're not going to be hugged up on me. And
you might want to suck a dick after a while if you're a boy.
Or was raised, I was told this, because that's not necessarily, but if you was but if your mom was a hairdresser and you grew up in a hair salon, there's a good chance that you might be a little faggot.
Right.
Because of the hairspray and what that shit called.
Well, it's just the rest of women around anyway, just gossiping.
All day.
You're taking all this gossiping, the way they walk, you might be fantasized with it.
Using
now
their
your
lotions
fantasy is,
and they
I want
makeups.
to do this now too.
Yeah. What that shit called women have? Men have testosterone.
Estrogen or some shit.
Estrogen.
There we go. I'm gonna get to it. If I
know
don't
you
get
in.
it all the way.
So female colognes, female lotions, female products, hair products, and makeup and shit like that.
Yeah.
When the man use it, it gives him estrogen and it makes him a little sugar in his tank.
A little fairy.
Yeah. So that's why they said keep the little boys out of the hair salon.
Yeah, out of a woman environment.
I got a son. Come get him. He's not going to
Come
be.
take this park to a dirt trail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Down there by the creek with rocks and waters and mud and dirt and snakes and worms at.
Yeah, so he could dirty up his sneakers and
I'm
wet
saying
his
his
socks.
hands.
Yeah.
Like, I got an old school mom. My mom, like, if I bring him around and he got a fanny pack on, and you know a lot of these, and I'm not knocking to do it, but I won't do it. If I go get my hands done, which I have done, I don't get clear. Nail polish.
I mean, neither.
I'll get my cuticles clipped and my nails clipped. And they'll make my hands look real good.
Clean.
But when I see a man, his nails is shining. Well, it's clear.
Yeah.
But what the?
I seen him off.
Yeah, that kind of bothers me, man.
It bothered me too. Wallahi.
Like, I'm talking about to the point of wanting to rumble something now.
Yeah, I wanted to ush him.
Oh yeah, see, yeah.
So listen,
yeah.
so the motherfucker, I mean, listen, I seen this boy, right? And he was giving me something out of his, he had like a little fanny pack. He had like, like them Gucci, Louis bags.
Yeah, they got all of them.
So when he went and he like unzipped it and he showed his nails, like I immediately got offended.
Yeah,
Like,
you be offended, man. It offends.
I wanted to ask him, why the f you paint your nails?
Yeah, man. I asked him one time, and it was another. He said,
What'd he say?
But the other didn't have it. He said, "Shit, that's a new fact. I do it too, but I just ain't got." I said, so now I'm double mad.
Yeah.
I ain't got no man with me at the time. I'm by myself. I'm like, you think that's cute, bro?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can see if you got, but like I said, to each his own. I just don't think a real, like I was telling you about, my mom would tell me from the drive. If I brought a friend over there, he had his nails painted, fanny pack, and he got the tights. My mom said a man should have dirt in his nails sometime, man. But she old school. She like, I like a man knuckles ashy.
That's right.
I want to know he'll blast something.
That's right.
At the, I don't want to see my man hands all greased up. Oh, that's cool when we go out and all that. But I want to know I'm dealing. I don't want your hands to be softer than my hands. Yeah. I don't want you wearing tighter pants than me.
It was a chick. I met this chick. The first thing she did was shake my hand. She said, "Shake my hand." I shook her hand. She said, "Are you cool?" I said, "I'm cool." Off a handshake? She said, "Yeah." She was traumatized because she ran across this dude. His hands. She said the motherfucking hands was soft as shit. Yeah, it was softer than mine, and he kept his nails. She was talking dirty about this boy. I'm like, all right, well, you traumatized on somebody's hands, and then she went as far as asking for a picture of my penis. Yeah. I want to see your gat. I gotta make sure because I done ran across 3 small pistols.
Pistol Pete's.
I like choppers. So I need a chopper. You gotta send me that chopper. I'm hearing you got a video. You out here, you telling me they ain't getting none. I don't want none if you don't got a nice size whistle. I said, well, I'm cool. You don't got to worry about that. She said, I could tell by your hands that you ain't no little man. But so how you could tell that? You said, it's just something women got with them. You could just look.
The intuition that they got. Yeah.
She said, yeah, you cool. Come get some of these jiggities.
Yeah, but a lot of these men, the world is changing as we see it, man. From the time before we, like, I think they're trying to make a move where the baggy clothes is coming out, if I'm not mistaken.
It's going back and forth.
Like, it's going back, like, because I see now that they got a fad to where so you can wear the baggy sweatsuit. Like, because we was coming up, it was all the baggy attire.
Yeah.
But, and I like don't get me wrong, I like the tailor fit to you. That fits you right.
That's right.
The tailor fit. Then when the
European
skinny, exactly.
European cut.
But the skinnies, like skinny dickies, I'm not wearing no skinny dickie, cuz.
Bro, stop it.
Bro, I'm not wearing no skinny.
When we was in there and your tans, you visited
I
them
didn't
tans.
get them tailored.
Yes, you did get your tailors. You had them tailored pants.
No, I had to tell a top. Remember the short top?
Yeah, you had your arms busting all out and all that.
But that was for the visit.
But that's what I'm saying. But you will get skinny dick. It's the same thing.
No, I'm not getting the skinny dickies because they got the dickies.
Yo,
I think dickies
when
is
we was
made
in
for
the feds,
bootleg.
they give you tans like a dickie. This boy, he had his motherfucking shirt crispy and tailored. He went to the teak and had like 4 sets of tailored dickies, bro. Because they in the feds, they give you tans.
And they look like dickies.
They look like dickies. This boy had tailored pants and shirt. Don't let him lie to you, y'all. I ain't trying to hear that. I remember. Out there, because he made me go do it. I had a tailored shirt. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Oh yeah, that fit better."
Yeah, but you're right. But that was the European look. But you got the skinnies though, Slider.
It ain't skinnies, bro.
The skinnies be crazy, bro. What is it called?
They not that bad. They not that bad, bro. They not that bad. They not. All right, you got super skinny.
Well, I ain't know it was super skinny.
They got super skinnies.
Well, what about them?
No, sir. They can't even pull them up. With the super skinnies, you need help taking off the bottom of your, trying to get your jump. And then they don't pull all the way up. You gotta have like your boxes show. You gotta basically have your ass out.
Yeah, see, yeah. That's a Negatron.
Yeah, they no Diddy jeans.
Yeah, there's no Diddies in this joint. Like my man got them NDs on. He running them NDs up.
Damn, NDs. That sounds like something that cop too.
Like a New Balance or something. No, I'm talking about no Diddies.
Crazy, man.
Yo, but I like to think about my mom when she used to be like, yeah, man, a man ain't supposed to You know, I can't stand when a man gets fingernail. But I'm like, damn, man. You know, these dudes is doing that. I don't like that either. I can't see me coming out with my joints shining and glossy.
Yeah, let alone with color. But that's on them, man. To each his own.
Yeah, to each his own.
So,
it's not no downplay. It's just what we don't like.
So the colored nail is that want to stay clean. You know, you got some people that want to be completely groomed and shit because you know, it's not color. It's clear. I ain't doing nothing wrong. It's just clear. Just keeping my cuticles.
And I get that.
I get it. But then you have the metrosexual guys.
Yeah.
And they not all the way homo yet, but I feel like that's like a step
towards
the LGB community.
Okay.
So the metrosexuals, they're into like loud colors. They into like painting their nails, dyeing their hair purple, pink, and orange.
Yeah.
You know, and they do certain stuff, but they not all the way there yet. So it's like we don't have no proof. Like a prime example, who's a metrosexual is Lil Uzi. You see how he go into out of rock and roll, and he have piercings in his face, and he do his nails and stuff like that. But you know, he got some, you know, it's
super bad chicks.
Yeah, super bad chicks, and cause of him and his squad, they ain't no turkeys.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah, he's dressed like that for the cameras and lights and his performance and shit like that. But when he go back out, what's that area he from?
Francisville.
Yeah. When they go out there, they real street.
They out there. They recognize them.
Them boys.
And I'm not talking about recognize because of how they look. No, they recognize because they stand on business.
They stand on business. That's right.
Over Meek?
Yeah.
Over Meek?
Ben, he passed Meek a long time
ago.
You don't think so?
No.
Are you out of your mind?
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. He's showing off in like 3-4 different genres. He'll come out with an album. It'd be one track that you will feel for the street niggas. It'd be another track that the rock and roll feel, right?
Right.
He have another track for the Pluto people,
right?
That believe that like the outer space, you know, galaxy thing, right? Then I'm telling you, and then he got a pop, and then he represent too many different genres.
Right.
So somebody like Meek, he's just a urban rapper.
Right.
He's not pop. He's not rock and roll. He's strictly hip hop rap.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
With a little R&B.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
So you gotta look at different genres in how you sell. Check the numbers, bro. The numbers don't be lying for his sales out, his concerts and things like that.
Because he got a large following. That's what it is. He got a very large cast. You know, like you said, it's pop. Yeah. He ain't just got the blacks. He got different type of cultures. Yeah. Whites, Asians.
He in the skateboard zone.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother group by itself.
Yes. That's a whole nother community.
Come on, man.
Van just gave him a sponsor. They giving him his own sneaker. A skateboard sneaker.
Vans.
Van.
And Van is popping.
Yeah.
Remember Vans used to be popping? You go ahead and grab your little Vans.
Yeah, Vans.
You know what I'm saying? With some nice little, slacks with some sweats or something like that. Some
chinos and a low shirt or something like that.
You definitely looking real nice that day. Yeah, so that's a nice little endorsement that he got, man. Shout out to Uzi.
Little Uzi Vert.
Shout out to Uzi Vert, man. Keep on doing, getting your money, man. Yes, you know. But let's tell some of the jails, y'all, man. We got plenty more content for y'all, man. Yes, sir. I want y'all to follow my man Super Slider, man. Check the situation, man. Yes, got that thing definitely popping. Yes, sir. He's definitely gonna be up here again, man. Where we can go ahead. Me and him alone got stories that we could tell you for months. I'm talking about months and months. If not years.
This is my brother, man.
You know what I'm saying? From another mother. And you know, sometimes that's more closer than a brother from your mother.
Blood, yes, right.
And like I was telling them, Slider, about a relationship in jail. Dude that you meet in jail will become closer to you than your biological brother. Yeah. A dude that you're going through this mental trauma with, that you're locked in. You know, because they locked down for stuff that happening. It might not be Philly. It might be some Carolina niggas and some Virginia niggas just tearing up the, you know, because the Philly niggas ain't the toughest niggas in there. No. You know, it's niggas in there that's carrying.
Dangerous men in that joint,
and you go on lockdowns 30, 40 days, and these lockdowns, you're not getting no 1 hour of them times either. You're just in these 30, 40 days. Yeah. And it becomes intimately mentally when you sharing a cell with a dude that's cool with you. Y'all telling each other your secrets. You telling them about girl problems you had. You might have had a mom that died. You told, like, this dude that you're in the cell with could possibly become tighter to you than your own brother, man.
The support
Than
is
your,
there.
your real brother. Like, he's going through this trial and tribulation with you. So, you know, unlike me, you calling me every day, I'm on the street, you in there. I'm going through it with you because I'm supporting you financially and probably sending you. But I don't have a clue of what you go through day out and day in. But that dude that's in the cell with me, he fighting with me, he eating with me.
That's right.
You know, we trying to get visits. He might got some girls. And I'm talking about the relationship becomes so close that when them brothers is freed from their confinement, that they are like this.
Yeah.
That they are like this.
Yes.
Like the jail builds some of the strongest bonds that the street could ever build.
That's right.
And y'all heard it here, man. Again, man, my man Slider,
Slider, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Check
Tales
the
from the
situation.
jail.
Tells
Yeah,
the
man.
jails all day.
That's right, man.
And we back at y'all, man. Every week we got something for y'all, man. But until then, man, stay out of jail, man, because I'm going to tell you, man, they on ass and everything in there. It's going down. Tales from the jails.